Welcome back to ODT Rugby Chat, and just about the final one for the year, and we've reached final stage. I think I predicted last weekend that Dunedin would beat Varsity, and that duly happened, and Taieri would beat Southern, and that duly happened. So we've got the two heavyweights playing the final at Forsyth Barr this weekend. And with me to discuss that game, I've got two cousins, in fact. I've got Richard Thompson, the lock for the Sharks, and I've got Captain Courageous himself. I've got Big Charlie O'Connell from the Eels. Now, boys, now, cousins, that's a bit of an interesting thing. So now I've seen you guys play a bit, and you've squared off in a few games over the last couple of years, so there's obviously a bit of bad blood. So tell me about that, Richard.
Oh, well, it's just, I don't know, it just seems to happen every game, but you always niggle someone you know, and it's especially fun doing it against a cousin.
So it's sort of a cousin thing?
But it is, I think it's just the overriding competitive factor coming in. And
did you used to smack him over when you were kids? At the family reunions?
Always competitive.
Were you bigger than him then?
Yeah,
he's always been bigger.
Always, but then, I think in how it works, I think there's about four of us boys that are all pretty close to similar age, and it goes, I think the youngest is the tallest, and it goes through the other opposite end, so the eldest is the shortest in the year. Yeah.
Right. So let's talk me through the two semi-finals we had, and they're pretty similar in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
So Dunedin out to a 20-point lead. We've done that before.
Yeah, we have.
Looked a bit average and had to come back and win it in the last couple of minutes. So talk me through it.
Well, like you said, we came out pretty strong, played pretty well. And I wouldn't say we fell off, but the varsity boys, varsity boys played pretty well.
Wasn't that long ago, Richard?
No, it wasn't. No, they played pretty well, obviously in the middle part there, and we've worked on that at training, coming strong, before and after half time, and not slacking off there.
So you lost to Muriani during that game,
Yep.
just on half time. That was obviously, you had to rearrange that back line. That made it hard in the second half.
Well, it is. He's very, he organises the back line, on D and offence. So he'll be a big loss, but, more than happy with the guys coming in for him.
So you got 10 minutes to go, and it was probably 6 or 7. That clock didn't work, and I'm not happy about that. And we need to talk to Corin Honey about it. Just an absolute disgrace.
Yeah.
But so you've got they score that try, and they go ahead, and it's 33-28. So did you panic at that stage? Did you think, this game's gone from us?
No, I don't think. Well, I wasn't on at that stage, but I don't think any of the boys panicked. So we've been in the last few games, we've been behind, late in games as well, and come from behind to win. So the boys know how to play for 80 and stick to the systems and just get it done.
And I see Sam Anderson Heather actually said he prayed. He actually prayed for one of those kicks to go over from them.
I think a lot of people were praying.
Right. So let's bring you in, Charlie. So look, I watched that first 20-25 minutes, and I thought that was the best 25 minutes I've seen from any team this year. And when you went out to a 25-0 lead, pretty impressive start.
Yeah, it was. We obviously had a game plan heading into that semi-final against Southern, and it just clicked. Everything clicked, and it was really pleasing, especially from a captain's perspective. And I'm sure Jace, I know Jace was pretty wrapped as well.
Just bring in there. So how good's Jace going as a coach? Just because he's pretty new to this.
Yeah, he's also second year coaching us, and he's been phenomenal. I think his commitment and knowledge of the game, especially the modern game, coming from that transition from playing to now coaching, and he's just got a good way with him, and he does a great job.
So. Yes, we'll come back to that, because I just think I'm quite impressed with, especially with the way he holds himself, his mannerisms. When you talk to him on the phone about what's going on, he's pretty considered, isn't he? He's a very considered coach. He doesn't seem to be not a typical front row. He's very considered. He's pretty calm. He's pretty rational.
He's very calm. He never gets flustered. Never loses his temper. He's just a great person to deal with, especially as a captain. Have a really good relationship with him, and he's got the utmost respect throughout the team.
Eddie Baker, much the same. Very calming individual.
Mate,
in
what
that
can I
Dunedin
say?
side.
I don't know. Yeah,
referees love him because he's just so calm on the sideline.
Oh, he's the calmest guy I know.
Right.
Hands down.
Yeah. So let's come back to Dunedin. So look, do you shape up in this final? I've got Taieri could on paper win this final in a canter.
Oh, I wouldn't say that so much. I reckon their back line's obviously pretty sharp. But I mean, obviously we're going to target the forwards and man up a bit. But everyone's just got to bar up and do their roles and get involved in the systems.
Obviously pretty tough for you last year. You had to you lose the final in the last second. Great for these guys, but terrible for you guys. The trip out to Taieri can't have been great in the bus.
Oh, well, it wasn't too bad. The bus ride was actually quite enjoyable.
Right.
It wasn't until you got out there then you realised that it hit you again.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was good. They quite welcoming when we came in and stopped what they were doing, welcomed us in and said thanks for coming. And got free piss for as long as you're out here, so that was, it's always good news.
Now, talk about Mike Casey. Now, Mike Casey does a lot for your club, and I've been bagging him a bit because he's easy to bag. Let's be honest. But he's a massive part of what your club does now. He seems to be the most prevalent club captain in town. He must be doing great things for you guys.
We're very fortunate that we've got a lot of people that are really passionate and got their heart right in the club, and Mike's the pinnacle of that. I mean, he breathes Eels footy.
So now, is there any truth in the rumour that he actually brought a helicopter in last week because he needed to get to the game in time? He wanted to make sure he watched the beloved Taieri Eels one, and he actually brought a helicopter in.
That smells like Mike Kerr all
so
over
you
it.
don't. There's no truth in that rumour.
That reeks of Mike.
Tell you what, there's a lot of talk going around, and he's been putting these little posters up all over the Taieri this week. And every shop in town's got one.
Why wouldn't you?
I'm considering legal action because there was one up in the ODT. I was out there without permission, so I'll put that in the hands of my lawyers. Boys, before we come back to this game, we better talk about our Form 15. So what's happening? I'm going to name the Form 15 of the year right now, and obviously we want our 8 or 10 viewers. We want to start people voting on who is the most popular player in our Form 15, and we will announce that winner on August 5 at the Club Player of the Year function. So lads, we'll go straight into it. Now, front row, boys, I'm going with Craig Miller from Pirates.
Big bopper.
Yeah, I'm going with Sam Anderson Heather, and I'm going with a Hawk. Tell me about the Hawks. Now, how bad was this game the other week?
Oh, mate.
I'm hearing all sorts of rumours.
We won't talk about it. It's final.
That bad?
We'll good.
Just let it go?
All about the final.
Right. Okay, so we're happy with these three?
Yeah. Craig Miller's been outstanding.
So we're going to go with Big Tom Franklin. Now you've got a couple of concerns that he shouldn't be in the team after his performance in Vegas.
I just don't. Yeah, we obviously perform quite well overseas, but
Have you got any stories for us on Vegas?
No, I haven't.
Well,
There's no footage though.
Stays in Vegas.
Yeah.
But you think he shouldn't be in on that alone?
Oh, well, he's a class player, but he hasn't played enough.
Right. What about this boy? He's playing pretty good code.
Yeah, I've had stiff arms. I've had stiff arms both weeks in a row from him.
So he's all right.
It's hard to hold on to.
I rated his shot on the reserve flank. And
Welcome
got well and truly
Big Tom
smoked.
or Luke Shirley just smoked him. And in the loose forwards, boys, I'm going with Josh Clark at 6. I think he's been very consistent. Yeah. I'm going to go with Johnny Appleby, win of a wild card at 7, and I'm going to go with Gareth Evans at 8. Now, the reason I'm going with Johnny Appleby, I don't think our other flankers have played enough this year, especially probably the two.
Williams, yeah.
You, Blake, hasn't played enough, definitely, and Willis Scott's been in and out too, and he had a 4 or 5 week period off when he went overseas as well.
Yeah, good showdown this weekend.
That should be good between those. I think they're the best two, but this kid's been good all year and deserves a spot. In the back line, boys, we are going with, I think, Brad Webber and Peter Breen. Now, you'd have to agree with me, they've probably been the two outstanding inside backs this year.
Yeah, well, Breeny ripped us up when we played them. He's a class above.
The midfield boys, I'm going with the two Taieri boys. Now, we've no complaints either. These kids, they are a major part of your team.
Yeah, massive.
Yeah.
Outstanding.
Now, on the wings, I'm going with Ashton Tuck from the Sharks, and I'm going with Shannon Young, mainly because I think a lot of the other wingers in this competition haven't stuck to being wingers all year. They play wing, fullback, centre,
jumped around,
Suckling, like those guys. They're all playing all over the place. These two here, to me, have been the most consistent players.
Yeah.
And I'm actually going with another Shark, I hate to say it, at fullback, Liam Edwards, mainly because he's only played 8-9 games, the last 8-9 games, but he scored 150 points.
Yeah, he's been kicking well and scoring tries.
Yeah. So look, that's our Form 15. So look, go onto our website. That team will be up on that website today. Make sure you vote for your favourite player, and we will hopefully then, on August the 5th, we will announce the ODT People's Choice. Right, boys, let's come back to the big game this weekend. So, the motivating factor for you, Tomo, I suppose it's got to be the loss for you guys last year.
Yeah, it is. It's huge. But more than that, I just can't afford to lose the cousin 2 in a row.
Yeah.
It's just too hard.
So what's the motivating factor for you boys? I mean, we've all talked about the fairy tale run. We've run stories ad nauseum about Taieri have come from nowhere. This will be the three-peat for you, which not many clubs have done. Probably apart from Varsity, I think probably Varsity's done it. Probably Southern and going back into the 1900s, Alhambra Union. I think Alhambra did it way back in 1885, 86. So that must be. So is that the motivation for you guys to get this three-peat?
Yeah, and I think it's more. I mean, it's great for the club and everything, but it's just. I mean, I think we've got 11 guys that played in the 2011 final that that are currently in the squad.
Yep.
And it's just a special when you can take guys right through, and you obviously build bonds and bits and pieces, and you set out at the start of a year and you put your goals in place, and then to finally realise that goal's at your front doorstep. You're one step away from achieving that goal with a group of mates for a club that you die for. So that's probably the main motivating thing.
So, sum it up for me, Tomo. What will this mean to Dunedin if you get this over the line? And where do you get it over the line?
Well, I think it's got to be one up front, but it'd just be relieving for me. It just means so much, I won my first year in 09, and it was just, dream result. Thought Prem Rugby was
pretty easy
and since then it's been bloody hard yakka, and I don't know, it just meant a lot just to get it done again. And like Charlie said, we've had the same core group of guys for 2 or 3 years now, so it would mean a lot to get it done with them.
So where does Taieri get it done?
Yeah, 1 to 22. It's going to be. It's not going to. It's going to be guys leaving it all out there, and then obviously their replacements emptying the tank when they come on, adding real value. And I think and the team that makes the least mistakes.
Right, boys, we're running out of time. So look, I've been pretty good at predicting results this year. In fact, I think I've got 2 or 3 wrong all year. Look, on paper, Taieri win this game. They win this game in a canter, but I'd rather poke my eye out with a hot poke and pick them. I think Dunedin, through their forward pack, get up late, and Liam Edwards, with dramatic irony, will kick the winning goal late in the game. And depending on results, we may come back and do a wrap next week.